of feeling inauthentic to themselves internally for the sake of a public performance or protecting a relationship by not saying what they mean. Especially with Rumi and her relationships with Mira, Zoe, and Jinu. She's only able to come to terms with those problems by owning them without shame. Now, my biggest complaint about the movie ties also into this shame-on concept, though. I really wish they would have explained more on how these unspoken insecurities affected Mira and Zoe. We get some brief hints of it in the film, but I really wish they both had some additional backstory. Maybe something about Mira being completely disowned or estranged from her family for being unconventional to the point that Huntrix is her only emotional support network. Or maybe that Zoe struggles being fluent speaking Korean or adapting to life in South Korea because she's partially from the US. But I think the one character that would have benefited from this the most would have been Rumi's mother. We know Celine became her guardian after her mother died. But I think the impact could have been more powerful if we saw the issues between her and her mother from the start. Maybe she was worried about hugging Rumi or forbade her from doing certain activities like swimming that would have revealed her demon marks. But overall, despite my criticisms, K-pop Demon Hunters is incredible for its style and vision alone. We need more movies like this that take a leap of faith. And it has paid off handsomely for both Sony and Netflix. And K-pop fangirls everywhere. But then you got Elio, one of Pixar's biggest fumbles. In light of new information, where do I even begin? By the way, folks, I already did a full review of Elio a few weeks ago. But in case you did not see that video, shame on you. Or you're waiting for the movie to come out on Disney+, here's a really quick plot summary. Elio is a young boy who does not fit in on Earth. Or at the very least, he causes a lot of headaches for his aunt Olga and is more preoccupied with trying to get in touch with aliens than making new friends. But then one of his transmissions accidentally reaches outer space. He's taken away by a group of alien ambassadors in the Communiverse, a large organization full of alien leaders coexisting throughout space. Then things go awry when the notorious warlord, Lord Gragon, threatens to take over the Communiverse by force when he's not allowed to become a member. Elio lies, claiming he's the ambassador of Earth, and offers to make peace with Gragon in order to join their ranks. But because he's a kid, Elio is obviously terrible at negotiations, and only escapes to the ship with the help of Gragon's son, Glorden. Elio and Glorden are misfits in their own worlds, but find a lot to like in each other. Glorden has no interest in becoming a warlord like his father, and Elio does not feel wanted on Earth after the recent death of his parents. Together, they conspire to use clones to avoid having to deal with their real lives. But both Olga and Gragon are suspicious of their doubles and do whatever it takes to get their real kids back. I think the most obvious issue with Elio from the start was the story. Like, the more I think about it, the more I see it as a hot mess. A lot of things just happen because they need to happen to get from point A to point B. The version of the story we ended up with is serviceable. Glorden was a cute character. There are some fun aspects to this film. It tries to tug at your heartstrings, but it's not exceptionally memorable. Just fine. It's fine. And the word fine is never a term you want to use to describe a Pixar movie. Historically, they've been really good at making movies that were both fun and thought-provoking. And lately, well, that's become increasingly less of a given for them. I'd rather be angry than indifferent after seeing a Pixar movie. And that was not the case here. Sure, I typically blame Disney for going out of their way to clip their wings from a creative standpoint. Because, yeah, generally, it's their fault. But I'm also sorry to say this time, the call is also coming from inside the house, as Elio was also meddled with directly by Pixar's upper management too. At the time of my original review, I honestly did not know the extent of just how messy this production was. But that changed after the release of an explosive article about Elio's development in The Hollywood Reporter. Plainly explains why the finished movie feels like such a nothing burger. It was completely nerfed and gutted from the inside out. Not that movie. I mean the turn of phrase. The biggest revelation